Osun State PDP lawmakers in the House of Representatives have rejected the purported governorship primaries allegedly influenced by Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, describing the exercise as fraudulent and unconstitutional. In a joint statement, the 6 federal lawmakers condemned the process, accusing Makinde of importing thugs and political jobbers into Osun State to impose his preferred outcome. The caucus insisted that the alleged primaries violated recognized PDP procedures, warning that the governor's actions could destabilize Osun's political climate. They dismissed the emergence of Adebayo Adedamola Frayo as the party's candidate, cautioning him not to parade himself as such, which they labeled criminal impersonation. Reaffirming their commitment to due process, the lawmakers urged INEC to disregard the phony results and follow the PDP Constitution and Electoral Act in recognizing candidates. They cautioned Makinde against exporting political recklessness, stressing that only lawful and transparent primaries would be accepted by the Osun PDP family. What do you make of these developments?
This is another round of trouble, if I said so. I'm not wrong. That, I was just going through the stories surrounding the resignation of
Ademola Adeleke,
yes, the governor of Osun State, from the People's Democratic Party. And I was asking very salient questions. What does this signal? It signals failure. That's the truth. Let's tell ourselves.
On the part of the PDP?
On the part, yes, on the part. It signals failure, total collapse on the side of the political party. Now, when you look at all of it, does it mean that a family that have problem cannot look for possible avenue to resolve this problem without more trouble? Because this is not how we know PDP as a political party. From 1999, when they held sway the government at the center for over 16 years in this country. This is how we know this political party. Doesn't mean that they've allowed things that shouldn't have been seen in the political party to take over the entire system of the political party and then render the political party helpless. Because as it stands now, it's like PDP does not even have a solution to their problems. It's like the problem is coming from too many fronts, coming from the back, from the front, from all angles. Does it mean that they don't have people that reason the way a normal human being should reason and think of a possible way of resolving this problem? I do not understand the position of the Oyo State governor as it concerns politics of Osun State, because I do know that it's not a governor of 2 states, it's just a governor of a state, that is Oyo State. You should allow the PDP in Osun State to organize their primaries within themselves, no matter the exit of the governor from the political party. You should allow them to do it.
Now, the PDP at the national level, the Turaki faction, is saying that they have not received any official resignation letter from the Osun State Governor, Ademola Adeleke. That's what they're saying. However, Adeleke's aide has come out to say that the governor has resigned from the party and is presently making consultations to know the next party to pitch his tent with. And that is what is on ground, right? And shortly after that, in fact, recall that, first of all, the primaries was postponed on the said day, I think December 2nd, that the primary was supposed to hold. It was postponed. And shortly after that postponement, the governor resigned from the party. And the aide said he's making consultations. And then the Factional National Working Committee led by Turaki during his press conference said that he has not received, the party has not received any official resignation letter from Adedamola Adeleke, which means that the governor of Osun State is still a member of the party, correct? And while that was going on, shortly after the postponement, they went ahead, a faction, because PDP in Osun State has a faction, that's the same faction that postponed that primaries, went and did primaries, and then this man, they call Fayu, now came up as the candidate. And when I read that story, I found it very interesting. How come that this primaries was postponed and shortly, in less than 48 hours, for whatever reason that made you postpone that primary suddenly, they postponed it citing leadership crisis at the national level? How is it possible that primaries was postponed citing leadership crisis at the national level, and then suddenly the same primaries still went ahead and missed the leadership crisis? Make it make sense to me, because I mean I'm confused.
They say how that divide against itself cannot stand. And that is what the PDP is suffering from at the moment. And also, the letter that is seen in the public space as it regards the resignation of the governor delegate, from the party, dated 4th of November. So if you look at it, that it's just 1 month today, if I'm not wrong, 1 month today. Now, if somebody, has resigned from a political party he was a member
now,
since on the 4th of November.
Then why did he buy the PDP primary? Why did he buy the PDP GUBA form? Why did he fill that form and submit to the party?
So that is why if an average Nigerian politician, just tell you to wait here for him or her, please, just make sure that you get out of that place, because you don't know what will happen the next.
Or could it be that after that politics played out, he now wrote and backdated?
But whichever way, don't you see that as the seat of the highest order? You said you are no longer in this political party, but you are causing mayhem in that same political party you disembark. I don't just understand how we play this politics. Is it not when people say that politics in Nigeria is dirty, that goes to confirm actually politics is dirty? Because I can't see any reason why you have left a particular political party and you still swear some of the things that happens in that political party. Is it not double standard? Sometimes we said we tell the people the truth. How is truthful in this matter that involves him and the political party you left since on the 4th of November?
How come you're buying
this form and trying to create more problem for the political? See, let me tell you, it's not just the followers of PDP that causes this problem. It is the elite of that same political party that causes this wrangling. In order to buy time in other political party to suit themselves, to feed themselves into other political sittings or settings.
So you feel that PDP crisis is self-inflicted?
Of course. Absolutely right.
There is no influence of the present president or the ruling party like PDP and other parties have been alleging.
It is said that in the local palace that it is a rat outside. That it means rat inside the house that calls the ones outside. Say, look, there is fish. It's inside.
Yes.
They should come and feast with them, and that is exactly what is happening. So whether there is external, infiltration, coming into the political party, it is
self-inflicted.
Yes, those who are within the, the leadership hierarchy of the party that invite these people to come in. I know a lot of persons are looking at the APC. They are the people that did all that happens in PDP. The answer is yes and no, because if you have kept your house in order, do you think anybody outside can succeed easily in disorganizing you? No. It is because you have allowed yourself to be open to the extent that they can even come in to organize your house for you. And that is what happens to the PDP. So as it stands now, I've heard insinuation also that maybe in the coming days or weeks, the Plateau state will also you understand?
Now, that is and Mufang's situation is even I would say it's more dicey because now the North Central APC is accusing Yewada, the national chairman of APC, of frustrating Mufang from successfully defecting from PDP to APC. Because make it make sense to me how a governor of a state wants to defect to a political party within his state, and the political party said, you're not welcome. We don't want you here. How? Make it make sense to me. Because that is literally what every party prays for, that the governor of a state becomes the leader of their party, because, I mean, that gives them access to the state treasury. They have access to oil the wheels of their political parties. Basically, that's what happens, right? And in the case of Plateau State, APC, Plateau is saying, you cannot come here, right? And now the North Central APC are accusing the national chairman that he is frustrating the successful defection, possible defection of Caleb Mofwang, because he has interest to run for governorship of Plateau State on the platform of APC. You see the politics playing out.
You know, this thing they call interest in political party is driving so many of them crazy.
But then they used to say party is supreme, is it not?
Absolutely crazy. That happened in the 70s and probably 80s and early part of 90s.
All right.
Not now.
So parties, there is a transition.
In fact, the party is
it's no longer supreme.
Yes,
it is interest that is supreme.
Party is currently built on an individual, not collectively.
Anymore.
As it should be. As it should be. So when this interest, because look at the national chairman of the APC, the professor, remember in the 2023 general election, he was the governorship candidate of that state. So do you think...
Do you mean Yowada?
Yeah. Do you think for him to have occupied this highest political position in that same political party will allow someone else
to take a position
to come from another
eyeing.
political party and then made away with what he is eyeing? Impossible.
He will use his powers and clouds.
In fact, he will do everything within his power to make sure that Caleb do not succeed in crossing over to APC.
So that he will contest against him.
Of course, because that interest is still there. When you look at the handwriting on the wall, it's clear that this man is still eyeing the governorship seat of Plateau State. So that is what.
But then the PDP, 17 local governments, they said a coalition of 17 local governments of PDP in Plateau State, you know, they held a rally. And you find this interesting.
Of course. I read about that.
They held a rally urging the governor, the PDP governor, to defect to APC. PDP in Plateau State held a rally. The purpose of that rally is to tell their PDP governor, sir, please, we are members of PDP, but you need to move to APC.
But you see this thing called... It's really very crazy. I'm telling you the truth, because it's not a laughing matter. It has completely gone out of hand. That you see a political party that is trying to protect their interest,
yes,
a political party that is trying to win election, is now calling on a governor that wins election in that same political party to cross over. It means these people are not thinking straight.
But probably, you know, what happens, or what has been happening most times, is that when the governor is defecting, you see the deputy governor defecting. It happened in Bayelsa State, I think. It was the deputy governor that refused
to go with
but every other person, the state of assembly, political appointees, local government, it was a massive defection, and that's what we have been seeing across board, you know. So probably these people do not want to defect first, so that they don't defect and then the governor remains where he is. So now they are hinging their defection on the governor's political stand. So probably if the governor refuses to go to APC and moves to, let's say, AA, they will definitely defect with the governor. And which brings us to another perspective in the whole political ecosystem in Nigeria and how it's evolving. People appear not to have a mind of their own anymore. It is all about if this is the person you're loyal to. Their loyalty is not to the party, but the individual. So whoever is paying the piper plays the tune, not just in political parties, but in political structure, as it were. And that's why you always hear politicians say, I need to oil my structure.
You see, you said something very interesting and dynamic when it comes to, party activities in this part of the world. Now, look at this. When the state executive, that is a governor, is the sole sponsor of any election in the state, what do you think? It is said constitutionally that, elections are sponsored by the political party. That is constitutionally. But in terms of reality, that is not the truth. Because do you know that the election in this dispensation has to do with money bags? And so if you don't have as much as billions or even trillion,
and willing to spend it,
and willing to spend, you can't run any election successfully in this country. Because money will be changing hands from one place to another and all of that. And so that is why you see these persons, keep maintaining this blind loyalty year in and out, because they see politics as a means of survival. They do not see politics as a means of rendering services and changing the society from poor to development. They don't see it that way. So they saw it as survival. And as a result of that, they will keep polarizing the system to make sure that their interest is ever protected. But that will always prevent us from developing as a country to where we want to be. Because no country that wants to move from point A to B and still remain at the cradle, and you think that you are developing, you are deceiving yourself. And that is what you are saying. Until politics is seen as a basis of service, until politics is seen as an avenue to render that which the humanity deserves, then what you are seeing in Nigeria will continue, unless one person amongst this rascal movement will say enough of this nonsense. That is when it will stop. Otherwise, even sitting with somebody today and discuss about Nigerian politics, so don't worry, let them do their own. When I have opportunity, I will do what? Hello?
That's the mentality.
That is
it's national cake.
That is it.
So people are just going there to take as much as they can.
Until
there is no more patriotism.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing. It's alarming, seriously. Completely alarming.